What we just saw tonight was a vintage Caitlin Clark performance. 22 points, 9 assists, 47% from the field, 44% from three. And by far the best player on the floor, Caitlin Clark just had a fantastic game against the Valkyrie. And it was a game where early on, the Valkyries were whooping the Fever. They looked better in every single way. They were stronger.
What we witnessed tonight was nothing short of a Caitlin Clark masterpiece. She dropped 22 points, delivered 9 dazzling assists, shot nearly 50% from the floor, and completely controlled the heartbeat of the game. In a night packed with emotion, pressure, and non-stop intensity, Clark stood tall as the undeniable star while the Indiana Fever battled the Golden State Valkyries in a dramatic showdown that had fans glued to every second.
That chippy moment with Salaun at halftime that led to the double text.
I was just trying. Oh, did I get a technical? Oh, no way. Oh, it just makes sense for the rest tonight, so I'm not surprised. Wow. Wow, I could have got ejected. I should have been a little safer in the second half. Okay, well, guess I have some fines coming my way. And a flagrant. Wow. Well, the refs were interesting, but I'm not going to say anything else because obviously I got probably $1,000 worth of fines coming my way, but I was just trying to get the rebound and I didn't know I got a technical foul, but thanks for letting me.
Early in the game, the Valkyries looked absolutely terrifying. They were faster, tougher, more aggressive, and they seemed to be dominating Indiana in every possible way. The Fever looked shaken and desperate for answers until one explosive and controversial moment changed the entire atmosphere of the game and sent social media into complete chaos.
Why it seemed like they were going to confidently win this game from the sample size of the first half. But you got to see the Indiana Fever resilience, and you got to see Caitlin Clark rally her team back. But more than that, you got to see that Caitlin Clark ain't no daggone chump. One thing that we've been seeing since Caitlin Clark came into the WNBA is that when she plays against these new teams, bench players start playing like starters because they want a piece of that Caitlin Clark pie. They want the media attention, the notoriety that comes with playing against Caitlin Clark. And in this game, it was Tiffany.
In the middle of an emotional and physical battle, Janielle Salaun appeared to fire a brutal elbow toward Caitlin Clark. Fans instantly erupted online, replaying the shocking moment again and again in disbelief. The most unbelievable part, the referees barely responded, leaving Fever fans furious, emotional, and demanding answers.
Oh, the president, where's Caitlin Clark? Have no fear, Caitlin Clark is here, y'all. Come on, man. MVP mode unlocked tonight. Hey, Tiffany Hayes, thank you. Salaun, thank you for unlocking the beast in CC. Come on, man. Hey, this play right here. Main thing I want to look at right here. Main thing, and then another one. That was a beautiful pass, by the way. Beautiful pass to Lexi in the corner. Look at this, look at this.
Clark looked stunned for a moment, but somehow managed to keep her composure. After the game, she laughed about the technical foul and possible fines, but underneath the smile, the frustration was impossible to hide. She admitted emotions were running high and confessed she may have crossed the line enough to even risk getting ejected.
A lot of fun. The Indiana Fever showed a lot of fight against the Golden State Valkyries because the Valkyries came out, you know, they're a team, they have length, they have athleticism, they were hacking a little bit, and the Fever fought through it. Caitlin Clark fought through it. She had struggled against the Valkyries last year, not in this one. You know, she's been hitting the logo bombs, she's diming people up, got the support from Aaliyah Boston and Kelsey Mitchell. As always, Sophie Cunningham was good off the bench. Raven Johnson made a nice impression in her minutes, and it was nice to see the Fever fight.
The WNBA wanted attention, and now the spotlight is brighter than ever. Every Caitlin Clark game now feels like playoff basketball mixed with pure reality television drama. Every hard foul, every heated exchange, every emotional reaction instantly becomes viral content that the entire sports world cannot stop talking about.
Fever defeat the Valkyries for the first time after last season getting swept by them in a game that I really wanted the Indiana Fever to win. Caitlin Clark was back in the lineup, and this thing at one point turned into the Caitlin Clark versus Tiffany Hayes duel. And man, it was competitive. They were talking junk to each other. They were firing up. It was physical. They were letting each other have it. And at the end of the day, Caitlin got the better of the situation. Finished the game with 22 points, 9 boards, looking every bit like the MVP candidate that she is.
One thing has become crystal clear. Caitlin Clark is absolutely fearless. Opposing teams are throwing everything they have at her, and even bench players suddenly play like superstars when they face her. Everyone wants a chance to step into the Caitlin Clark spotlight and become part of the biggest story in basketball.
Get it, man. Let's get it. I'm in your face. What you had to say? What you had to say? What you had to say? What did you have to say, man? Oh, man. Hey, hold on. This not it, though. Yeah, me and you, Tiffany. Me and you. I want all that smoke. Hey, give it to Look, she like, get out my effing face. Caitlin like, yeah.
Tiffany Hayes brought relentless energy, fierce trash talk, and non-stop aggression from the opening whistle. She pressured Clark every second, knocked down huge shots, and made sure Caitlin heard every word. But Clark answered in the most dangerous way possible by completely taking over the game when it mattered most.
And then there was more of that feistiness I was talking about. This was right before the half. Caitlin's second technical of the season. A little bit of a shoving match. Good pass to Lexi Hull. Hull had hit one from there right before that. Janielle Salaun and Caitlin. And look at Myisha Hines-Allen, by the way. Come running in. So you know you got Myisha Hines-Allen. We know what, how famous Sophie got for standing up for Caitlin last year. Hines-Allen not hesitant to run in and get herself involved in the action as well. And then, Caitlin even got a flagrant in this one. I don't think this should have been flagrant. Definitely was a foul because she leans with this into the screen with her shoulder. I guess I could see it. They're saying she put a little extra sauce on it.
Once Clark caught fire, everything changed instantly. The deep threes started falling, the impossible passes became magic, and Indiana's entire offense suddenly came alive around her. She transformed frustration into pure fuel and reminded the basketball world exactly why she is already being talked about as a serious MVP candidate.
From a 7-point deficit about midway through the game, they were down by 7 at the half, and just, eventually just walked the Valkyries down. The Valkyrie were getting miracle minutes from Tiffany Hayes, who every time she sees Caitlin Clark, she just transforms into a human fireball for whatever reason. And Caitlin Chen, who averages 5 points a game and is kind of looked at like a joke, scores 18 points off
The intensity of the game kept rising with every passing minute. Bone-crushing screens, non-stop contact, missed calls, and players talking constantly pushed emotions to the edge. The officials looked completely overwhelmed as tempers exploded, and the emotional tension inside the arena became impossible to ignore before halftime.
What's up? You out here cooking people, huh? You got your little cross and your little back step 3 and you started popping off, huh? Let me give you some of that action. Look at that. Caitlin, yeah, I'm in your face, yeah. Hey, I love every bit of it, dog. I love every bit of it. Come on, man. They did nothing but piss Caitlin off, and Caitlin said, yeah, let me show you what time it is. You think this is first year Caitlin. Oh, wait a minute. You think this is second year Caitlin. Nah. See, this is what y'all have to understand, man. You give player 3 years, okay? You give them 3 years. Throughout that 3rd year, you're going to see exactly who they are.
After the elbow incident, fans instantly divided into 2 emotional sides. Some believed it was a dirty, cheap shot targeting Clark, while others argued it was simply tough physical basketball. Social media turned into an all-out war filled with slow-motion clips, conspiracy theories, heated debates, and endless arguments that refused to stop.
Good for Caitlin to send a little message that she won't get punked either, and give it the other way. I mean, basketball is a bit of a physical game. This one didn't have quite as much freedom of movement or those points of emphasis because the Valkyries were hacking early in the game. I think it got the Fever a little frustrated. The Valkyries didn't look like a team on a back-to-back. They had to be fair to them, that's a tough scheduling situation to play in New York the night before and then have to go play Indiana, less than 24 hours later. It's not a huge trip from New York to Indianapolis, but nonetheless, that's a tough turnaround for any basketball team.
Love her or hate her, Caitlin Clark completely changes the energy everywhere she plays. Every single game suddenly becomes must-watch television. Opponents play harder, fans scream louder, and referees face unbelievable pressure. She has become the emotional center of the basketball universe and the face of a brand new era.
For herself and not taking any stuff from the Valkyries. Now, I don't think this was one of these situations where girls are hating on Caitlin. I feel like this was just Caitlin going after the ball. The girl hit her with a chicken wing. This was, the girl should have let Caitlin foul her. Maybe they would have went to the line and got some cheap free throws. I do not think this has anything to do with girls hating on Caitlin. I did not get any of that from the Valkyries today, man.
Clark finished the night with 22 points and 9 assists, but the numbers were only part of the story. The real headline was the emotion, the chaos, the drama, and the undeniable truth that the WNBA is entering a completely different era because of Caitlin Clark. Every game feels like theater, and every single moment becomes unforgettable.